Good morning, Standard 8. I hope you all have completed your previous chapter that was done in the previous English literature class. That was Fire Buckets. Going to the next chapter, we're going to start chapter 4 that is there in your Mulberry English book. The chapter's name is March. I hope you must be wondering what March means. March, yes, you are right. The month that we have, the third month of the year, that is March. So we're going to read the chapter about March. So let's read the description of the month March by a keen observer of nature, that is Khushwant Singh. Khushwant Singh is the author of this chapter, that is March. He describes the various activities taking place in Lodi Garden and Buddha Jayanti Park. So these are the places where the activities are taking place and we are going to study about that only. March is an unpredictable month. Like you cannot predict anything about March. You cannot say that it will be cold as it is in winter or it will be as hot as the summer is. So let us see how March is. One day can be as cold as any in winter. So one day in the month of March can be as cold as it is in the winter. And the next as warm as any in spring. So the next day can be warm as it is in the spring. So it may be as dry as a desert one morning and by sundown as wet as a monsoon night. So over here this line is describing that the month March, it has all types of seasons in it. Okay, it just doesn't have only winter. It has summer, a day with summer, a day with winter, a day with wet monsoon, a day with dry winds like that in the desert area. So this is how the month of March is being described, or the days in the month of March is being described. Fresh falls of snow in the mountains of Kashmir or Himachal bring chilly winds to the capital. So what happens is fresh fall of snow. The snow falls fresh and hail in the month of March in Kashmir or Himachal. We are not going to see the snows in our area, but in Kashmir and Himachal there are snowfalls. So strong winds push clouds up to freezing heights, convert raindrops into ice, toss icelets up over and over again till they are too heavy to bear, and let them descend on the earth as hail. Hail, what does the word hail mean over here? So the word hail means that the raindrops that fall from the clouds are in the form of icelets, like they are in the form of ice. Okay, they are in the form of ice or in the form of snow that we get to see. Take a close look at the hailstone. You will notice that it is of a milky white color, consists of layers of ice like skins on an onion. So what is like, if you've seen, sometimes even we get in our places also, when it rains, hailstorms occur. Like when it is raining, what happens is that the ice, it falls down. So what do? We collect it also. So it is our nature, we collect it, we can see it. So how does it look? It looks like milky white color and consists of layer of skin like the onions have. They have layers of skin which we peel out and then we use it for the purpose of cooking. I used to wonder why hailstorms did not occur in winter months when it is cold. So the author is saying that he used to wonder why the hailstorms do not occur in the winter months, but in spring or early summers when it is warm. Now I know it takes strong winds to make hails. So in order to get hails, there need to be strong winds blowing. I have often put away my woolen in by the middle of the month and taken out my summer clothes only to put back the cottons and once again get out cardigans and warm socks. What they say about May in England can be said of March in India. So what the season that we have in India in the month of March, like we have the spring season, we do not have entirely winter month or entirely summer month during the March. So we have the spring season that time. Equivalently, that spring season in the foreign countries come in the month of May. Never cast a cloud till March be out. So never cast a cloud means you should never put out any kind of clothing like winter clothing till March is over, because even in the month of March there can be a day which is as cold as winter months. Okay, so the sun also continues to behave erratically. It comes up earlier by more minutes and then goes down by the evening time. So the sun is also not following a regular routine. So it also comes up a little early only and goes out a little late or a little early. So there is no time fixed for the sun also to come out in that month. Humans are not only ones to be fooled by the weather. So we humans get fooled by this weather, and but the insects to be endowed with extra sense of forecasting the weather suffer heavy losses. So who are the people or who are the creatures who keep suffering because of this weather? The insects that are suffering are the most person on this earth who suffers because of the month of March. Mosquitoes, flies, moths, which are out of hiding to pester humans, suddenly finds that weather turn inclement and are frozen to death. So when they find that the weather is now a little hot, they come out, and then when they come out again, that sudden change in the climate, they make them die, because they die due to the chilly winter or whatever it is for a certain period of time that comes in. In my diary, I record the first time I hear crickets chirp. So what is a cricket's chirp over here? It is not the bat ball that you play with. It is a bird. So you can say it's an insect. It is an insect which keeps on chirping, and the author is recording that chirp in his diary also. This is usually in the second week of March. It is heard in the second week of the March, probably somewhat earlier in my apartment than in any other house, as I have a log fire burning every winter night. So this is a point that is to be remembered, because why did the cricket come to the author's house a week earlier? Because he used to burn. What did he used to burn? He used to burn a log fire every winter night. A cricket's chirp can be reliable substitute for a thermometer. So it can be a reliable substitute for a thermometer, means a cricket's chirp can also be mentioned, or you can also take it as a thermometer. Why? Because the hotter it is, the faster the crickets chirp. The hotter the climate or the temperature is, the more the crickets will chirp. If you do not believe me, try the following experiment. So the experiment is also given over here. You won't be finding the cricket so easily. So whenever if you get to come in contact with a cricket, count the number of chirps per minute and divide the total by 4 and add 40 to it. So what will happen is, the total will give you the temperature of the room in Fahrenheit. So this can be done to check the temperature of the room also. So the vagaries of the winter make Holi, the festival of colors, a chancy affair. So the vagaries means the changes that are difficult to predict or control. It makes Holi a little difficult or unpredictable also, and it is a chancy affair means it is uncertain, because you do not know what kind of weather will Holi be accompanied with. Next is, it usually falls sometime between the latter part of February and the end of March. So the period between which Holi falls in is the latter part of February, that is the last part of February, and the end of March. So it falls in between this period only. Some years only the youngs are out with their long tube syringes, bucket of colored water and red powder to fight mock battles, yelling Holi hai, Holi hai. Other years it was a warm enough of the middle age and the old to risk being doused. So this is being said that sometimes in some of the years the weather was too cold, so only the young people used to come out with their things and they used to play Holi. But other times when it was a little warmer, so the old-aged people would also come out and play a little bit of Holi for themselves also. By mid-March, the mulberry trees has both flowers and leaves. So the mulberry trees used to have flowers and leaves over there. For a few days, its caterpillar-like fruits are free to all for picking. So the fruits are like caterpillar. The fruits in the mulberry trees are like caterpillars, and they were free to get picked up also. Behonias are still in flower, and though now with leaves around them. Mango trees are covered with powdery cluster of blossoms, means the flowers that come out in the mango trees, they also start blooming in the month of March only. In March, both birth and death are much in evidence. So you can see that in March, both death and birth happens. So birth of new flowers or new leaves in the plants, then new festivals that come, then the death of insects, okay, because they cannot take in the changing environment. So this is how this is being said, that birth and death are much in evidence in the month of March. On the one hand, you can see that the grapevine and Madhumalati, that is indica, a name given to by the Dutch botanist because of its eccentric manner of growth, add new leaves every day. On the other, neems, mahuas, jamuns, peepals and banyans are shedding their foliage. So they are saying that there are some trees or some plants which have new leaves on them, and the others that have been shedding their leaves in the month of March. Shedding means they are making their leaves fall off in the month of March. So there are two types of, like, birth and evidence are being described here, how birth takes place and how death takes place. Of the dying and the reborn, peepals and banyans have the most delicate and new leaves, pale pink, silky soft and beautifully shaped. So what kind of leaves they have, it is being described over here. For some years I have watched a couple of white-backed vultures choose the same cleft in the branches of the ailanthus overlooking the golf club swimming pool. So they are saying that in this line, what is being said, that the double, that is white-backed vultures. The white-backed vultures means the vultures that have white at their back. They used to sit at the cleft, means at a part of the branch, to see the golf club swimming pool. So they used to sit at a height so that they could see the golf club swimming pool from there. This tree is common in Delhi and its Latin name is tree of heaven. So it is a tree of heaven because it is at such a height, because from there the birds can easily see the golf club swimming pool from there. Then its Latin name Excelsa is summed up by its Hindi name Mahavriksha. So this means that Excelsa over here means very tall. It is very tall, as I have already said, and it is also called Mahavriksha in Hindi. That means the great tree. There are quite a few specimens in the golf club and along many roads. Its flowers, which come out late in February, are hardly visible, and its fruit, which drops by June, cannot be eaten. However, its soft wood is used for making packing cases and matchsticks. So you cannot even see the leaves, you cannot use the fruits to eat, but the soft stems of the stems, you can say, or the branches or the woods of the trees are used for making packing cases and matchsticks. Some vultures seem to have sense of history and like to rear their young in the ancient building a pair of neophrons has for early occupied the same niche in the western wall of Bara Gumbad in Lodi Garden. So, and as Englishmen make a fetish about hearing the first cuckoo in spring, I record the first time I hear the quail's full-throated cry by rather than half-hearted gurgles that one hears. Okay, so what does the poet do? He used to record the full-hearted song of the quail when she sings. Okay, when she sings melodiously. In Delhi, their throats open up in the first week of March. What does the word open up mean? So they start singing more melodiously or more sweetly in the month of March, in the first week of the March, and get clearer as the days get warmer and as nesting season draws nearer. So as and how they start singing, it becomes more sweet, sweeter, and then sweetest. About the same time, the papihas begin to announce their presence. So what does the papihas also do? They also start sharing their presence, means they are also present in the environment. Bird song can be heard round the clock, crow, pheasants, deep-throated hook, tree pipes, harsh overture, followed by a tinkling of bells, golden orioles, fruity mellifluous calls can be heard every morning. On a warm afternoon, the tuk-tuk-tuk of coppersmith sound very much like the shot blast made by the diesel-operated flour mills in the villages. So the sounds made by the birds are being described over here, and they are also being compared to things other than the singing of the birds. Okay. So no songbird in India can match the magpie robin. So the most melodious or the singing bird in India is the magpie robin, that you call Shamai or Dayal. It usually sings only in the early hours of morning or at the twilight and evening. So it used to sing in the twilight and evening only, and it never used to sing in the mid of the day, like in the daytime. It never used to sing in the starting of the morning or at the twilight and evening only, when the sun sets. In March, the Lodi Gardens and the Buddha Jayanti Park are much frequented by the picnickers. Picnickers are the people who have come to the place to have picnics. Okay, so they used to come over here, and the Buddha Jayanti Park specializes in planting masses of the same flower for each pet. So the Buddha Jayanti garden had same kind of flowers which were planted all over. Okay, the Lodi Gardens has quite a few flowering trees and beds of pansies, phlox, salvias, violets and other delicate varieties of flowers. So in comparison, it is being said that Lodi Gardens does not have so many flowering plants, but it has a less number of flowering trees and beds of pansies. They had phlox, salvias, they had violets and other delicate varieties of flowers. So the varieties of flowers that they had is being mentioned over here, but in the Buddha Jayanti Park only the similar kind or one kind of flower bed is only present. After that, a good time for visiting parks is the afternoon of Holi, after the colored water sports are over and most people are tired or engaged in post-Holi feasting. So the good time to visit the place, the park or the Buddha Jayanti Park or the Lodi Garden, is after the Holi celebration is over, when the people are feasting, when the people are having their meals, or when they are enjoying their Holi enjoyment. Okay, so in the Lodi Garden, purple bougainvilleas and most luxuriant and pristine variety of species make a splendid show. So this is what is being shown over there, or this is what is the main thing what is being showcased over there. To be seen among the birds are owlets sitting in holes of old walls, taking the sun with their eyes shut and shrikes. So over here you can also see the owlets. Owlets are the young ones of owls. You can generally spot the bay-backed and rufous shrikes on the lower branches of the trees. The shrike is also known as the butcher bird because of its nasty habit of impaling live insects on thorns. Okay, so what is a butcher bird over here? It is a kind of bird which is being found in that place. You can find that bird. You can generally spot that bird over there. And because it has the nasty habit, it has a very bad habit of impaling live insects on the thorns. In the last week of the month, spring vegetables and fruits flood the market. So what do we have? What kind of vegetables and fruits we have is also mentioned over here. Cucumbers, kakadis are on lunch menus, like we have those on in our lunch. Watermelons and both cantaloupes, muskmelons are available in the market. In recent years, their quality has improved. So in previous years the quality was not that good. They did not taste much sweeter then, but now they taste sweeter also, and the quality is also improved. In my younger days, you had to be an expert to tell the sweet melons from the tasteless. So you have, the author is saying that in his time it was a very difficult job just to say that which melons were sweet. Only one only bought kharbuzas said to have come from Tonk or Saharanpur. Today you have to be unlucky to bring home a flat tasting melon. Most of them are sweet and succulent. Succulent over here means juicy. So closely following on the heels of these earthy fruits come mulberries, both the white and the purple variety. So they also have mulberries of both color, like white color also and the purple color also. Mangoes from the south and much fancied Alfonso from the Konkan coast can be for a price in the fruit shop catering to the rich. So the Alfonso is a kind of mango that is purchased by the rich people because they are very expensive, and they are very expensive, so only rich people only can purchase them. So people with a higher income, they go there and purchase them. So but for locally grown varieties of this king of fruits, you have to wait for a few more weeks. So in the month of March only Alfonso is available. Why? Because that is very dear, that is very expensive. So it is purchased by rich people of that area, and if the locally grown varieties of the king of fruits, like the king of fruits is mangoes, if you want them, you need to wait for more 2 to 3 weeks more, and after that you can get the normal mangoes that we get. So this is what is there in the chapter March. What you have to do is you have to read the chapter 2 to 3 times, try to understand it. If you don't understand something, watch the video again, or you can also pause the video and rewatch it. What you have to do in this chapter is you will be writing the difficult words, you will be writing the meanings, you will write about the author, complete the sentences, reference to context, answer the following questions, and frame sentences with the given words. All these things will be given to you. You will be writing them in your English literature notebook. Complete your work, start learning also, and we will be meeting in the next class with a next chapter. Thank you so much, students.